All right, so let's continue to move forward here on Three Swords Gaming with our Guild Wars 2 personal story playthrough. We're in Icebrood Saga. We're getting ready to start the third chapter. All right, Shadow in the Ice.
Commander, we've got a problem.
Oh,
It's
well,
Graham.
Javi, tell me all
He's
about it.
gone.
What?
To find Gridlock and Prisha. They haven't checked in for days. I ordered him to stay put, but he wouldn't listen.
All right. How many vigil did you send with him?
None. We're stretched too thin, and he refused to wait for reinforcements. Ever since that gate opened, he kept saying we had to go west. Wouldn't shut up about it. Things got heated, and he stormed off.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think we've lost a lot of Norn to the Whispers. Norn trusted.
I know, but Javi, that's not Bram. I'll meet you at the Vigil Keep.
All right, so kind of the unspoken fear for Javi there is that Bram is going to get turned by those whispers. And the commander seems pretty confident that that's not the case. So there's Javi right there. We're about to link up with her. We did get some mail here. Informing us that the western path is, this is mail from Javi as well. Saying, hey, we found a way to the second half of this map, right? The Bajora Marches. That being like all this over here, because this map is like all this, right? Big map. One release, two release in terms of what was essentially Living World chapters. So a little bit of a change here. Now that we finished that last chapter, Almorra's sword is over here and like a little monument to her.
Any news?
No.
By the way.
And with everything since Almorra, I don't have any scouts I can send to look for the three of them.
If Bram was heading west, then I'm heading west. Keep in touch on the comms.
I will.
All right, so this is great. Just like with the last chapter, where it immediately like, hey, new map, dive right into it. The story is immediately driving us towards the next map. No, go to Radasum and talk to Taimi. No, go to Black Citadel and link up with Redlock. Like, go into the new map.
What in the world?
Oh, hey, Wolf.
See something?
Maybe. Not sure yet.
So again, the influence of the spirits. Big part of the Icebrood Saga story. Super like it. It's a welcome thing.
What is it, Commander?
Some kind of presence. A wolf, but not. It keeps appearing to me the farther west I go.
Wolf spirit. We'll follow him. You said he's leading you west?
Right to the mountain pass, where Bram was going. What's on the other side?
A frozen lake. Our people know it well. It's where Svanir gave himself to Jormag.
Don't like that. I'm going through the mountains. Catch up when you can.
Join the dream. Sleep.
Took me a minute to find that the first time. Like, it's literally standing right there, and I'm like, where do I go? Like, over here by Bone Skinner. Nah, it's like literally stair steps right there. Felt pretty stupid about that when all was said and done. All right, and there he is again, leading us to the west, obviously. Right, cardinal directions. There we go. They got me. They got me with the Aura Calcamore.
Garm! Hang on!
I'm coming, Garm. I got you, buddy.
Garm! You hurt?
Ayers Wolf? What's he doing out there?
I've got a good guess. Garm, where's Bram? Take me to him. Hurry!
All right, so Garm is gonna help us find. Apparently, Garm was worried about Bram and was basically coming to get us, I guess. Sometimes they do this, where it's like, oh, fortuitous thing happening. How did it happen? We have no idea, but there we go, Garm. All right, cool.
Hurts, doesn't it? Time to do some real damage.
All right, what next, Garm? Where are we headed, buddy? That way? Oh, yeah, actually, this is the right way.
Is that? No. More Svanir. Don't slow down. Keep going.
I guess the commander thought that was Bram for a second.
They'll have to hit much harder.
So many Icebrood. And yet Bram has made it all the way out here. So credit to Bram for like charging through all this. Because this is a lot, right? For him to just kind of crash through. And he has managed, apparently.
We heal as one.
Oh, there he is. See him down there in the middle of all those dudes?
This time maybe you'll stay down.
Bram!
Commander. Little help?
Yeah, I mean, I have an idea, Bram. Next time, ask for help before you're about to get killed. Like, I know, it feels like I'm being a little hard on you, but it's a valuable life lesson. Like, I only want what's best for you. I don't feel like I should have to treat Bram like a child, but here we are. Let's take care of this guy first.
Time to do some real damage. This is
So I really liked once upon a time. I don't think, unless I'm crazy, I don't believe elite enemies were even a thing when the game launched. I think it went straight from vet to champion, and then I believe they added elites to kind of create a middle ground. And with End of Dragons, they really started utilizing elites heavily.
find him all the way out here.
He found me. Didn't think he was real at first. No idea how he even tracked me down.
Speaking of tracking down,
They're talking about Garm.
where are we on Ritlock and Krisha?
Still missing. But I found something else. The source of the whispers. Jormag's champion.
Drakkar, mouthpiece of the Elder Dragon.
You've, probably got some unfinished business there, huh?
Drakkar turned my great-uncle Svanir into a monster that spawned a Jormag-worshipping death cult.
I didn't forget. There's a Coden village up ahead. Locals are pretty twitchy. They wouldn't let me in. Offered to deal with those Svanir. Maybe gain a little goodwill.
Smart. Maybe they can help us find our wayward Char.
And if Drakkar is there, then so am I. I'll meet you at that Coden village. Bram, stay put until I get there.
She won't say it. Not out loud. But I know what she's really thinking.
Yeah, that you're in danger of being like turned, persuaded over to Svanir by the Whisper, right? Like, it's fair. It's a fair concern. Oh my gosh, what a walk! What a walk! Yeah, so elites. I'm glad they're using those more and more as like a middle ground between champions, because especially with power creep, right? Because champions should ideally be very difficult to solo, ideally fought by like 2 or 3 or more people. Whereas elites would be like the hardest champion or the hardest foe that is intended for one player to defeat through normal gameplay, right? So one player not being like an elite player. I think that's exactly where elites fall. I like to see them continue to be utilized in that fashion.
Round 2. We took care of those Svanir for you. Can we get a little gratitude?
And who is this?
I am the Pact Commander.
The Dragon Slayer? Here? No. No, this is a trick. You just want me to open the gate.
Like I said, pretty twitchy.
We're looking for our compatriots. 2 Char. They were scouting this valley.
How do you know about... You're with them, aren't you? Your voice is broken, but I still speak for myself.
Whoa, whoa, hey!
Mind your thoughts. Cloudseeker will see these 2.
So I like these Kodan are different than the Kodan we've kind of encountered in the past, because of them being forced to constantly deal with the Whispers.
It's a deterrent.
Like when he stole those Iron Legion cannons. Aimed him right back at Black Citadel as a deterrent.
Yes, but I talked him down. That's why we need to find him.
Huh.
He listens to me.
Apparently Bangar is Prigozhin.
Ritlock, what happened?
They thought we were with Bangar. Weren't about to start killing Coden, so we came peacefully.
Mostly. Welcome, Dragon Slayer. I am Cloudseeker, Law of Still Waters speaking. Come, let us talk privately. Be real nice to wrap up the day outside this cage, Commander.
Calm down, Ritlock. Doing the best I can. Cloudseeker here is pretty chill. Pretty chill dude.
Your Char friends, they can be trusted. Their voices are their own.
Yes. They've been tracking an army through these mountains.
Whoa. We know of this army. I fear their leader hears a voice that is not his own. Jormag tempts those who seek power. Whispers guide them to Jakar. Then they are turned as Svanir was long ago.
Drakkar. Jormag's champion.
More than a champion. A mouthpiece. The Elder Dragon cannot whisper beyond its lair without it.
So, take out your car, stop the whispers. Maybe Bangar and Ryland come to their senses too.
Jakar is protected, and not by any ordinary magic.
Impossible. Ox, Eagle, Wolverine. The lost spirits of the wild. I thought Jormag killed them. We all did.
Not killed. Taken. Now Jakar feeds on them, an infinite well of power.
My Claw, there is another Norn to see you. A leader of the Vigil.
A friend of ours. Her voice is, also her own.
A Norn leading the Vigil.
General Soulkeeper has fallen. I'm here to stop that from happening to anyone else.
What are you thinking?
If you can kill an Elder Dragon, then we can kill Jakar. Every great quarry has a weakness. We just need to find it. I've brought some Vigil scouts, but they won't be enough against the Dragon's champion.
My people are in no condition to fight. They falter. Our clan's voice is gone. Coda no longer speaks to us.
We don't have a choice here. If Jormag's luring Bangar into a trap, we need to act now.
Jakar corrupted my ancestor. If it turns Bangar and a whole army of Char, that's...
Not going to happen. Cloudseeker.
My people, shake them free of Jormag's influence. I promise, we will help you. Go then. Release your friends. Hunt well, and may your voice remain yours.
Alright, so I do very much like the whole, like, speaks with their own voice, voice remain theirs. That's cool.
What I need is to get out of this damn cage.
Alright, man, you two, it just never stops, huh?
Freedom. Hey, Snowface, give me back my stuff.
We'll try to pick up Bangar's trail.
If it looks like he's diverting back to this lake, let me know. This could get a lot worse.
Worse? Let me tell you about worse. Worse is Bangar getting away. Worse is my son being corrupted by an Elder Dragon. We're going out there, and we're gonna find him. He wants something. Jormag knows it. Mind his voice, or it won't be his much longer.
The whispers. They're more forceful here. I hope you have a plan.
Working on it. Stay on the comms and keep in touch. Good luck.
Alright. So, still, in my opinion, like, much stronger storytelling than what we saw in Season 3, Pathfire, Season 4. We are getting a little bit of that, like, good old-fashioned, like, Commander just charges forward through everything type vibe here, where I'm working on my plan. Really? What is your plan, Commander? To kill the voice of Jormag. So smack Dragon in face. Like always the plan, right? Which it's a combat-based game, right? Like we're not gonna we're not gonna level up our crafting until Jormag dies, I guess. So that's fine in that sense, but again, we got the commander just kind of being a blunt tool. But overall, still much better storytelling than the last 3 segments of the story. The whispers tell me I should not trust you, which is exactly why I dare to. So Cloudseeker here has got a lot of perspective. I quite like Cloudseeker. What happened to this village's voice?
Her name was Ushes in Spring. She was our connection to Coda, as all voices are. When Jakar awoke and the whispers grew louder, she tried to respond, tried to reason. She listened, and she was turned. It is customary for a claw to step down without a voice, but I fear if I do, my people will succumb. So I linger. A counterweight to keep what little balance remains. I miss her.
All right, so a claw is for the Kodan, like the leader in terms of projected power, whereas the voice is more of a like religious and philosophical leader, and so the two function together, right? And that's why we hear Cloudseeker mention that without the voice, like there should be no claw, because the Kodan, central to all their philosophy or slash religion, is the idea of balance. And so we have a number of problems right now. Coda no longer speaks to these Kodan because they do not have a voice. They are out of balance because they do not have a voice, but they do have a claw, and yet Cloudseeker retains that position of claw, in order to protect his people. So where is everybody anyway?
People have grown distant to one another, distant to Coda.
Yeah, there we go. Unbalanced.
Unbalanced. Some left seeking food, some to rebuild our defenses. Few have returned. Go. Find them. Guide them back to Coda.
Okay, so this is the second time now that Cloudseeker is saying, hey, like, help our Kodan. There are some achievements that actually grant a mastery point on this portion of the map, where you do a variety of events and draw out some champions and stuff to support the Kodan. It's not actually necessary to advance the story, though. So we're not going to do it on this playthrough, and I'm probably never going to like earn all the masteries for Icebrood Saga on this account because one account's enough to deal with that nonsense. But that is one of the mastery points that you can in fact earn. What are these whispers anyway?
They are the ever-present temptation of Jormag. The Elder Dragon speaks to any who might listen. It is one thing to hear the whispers. It's another to heed them. Remember, Jormag does not take. Jormag turns. Jormag's truth becomes your truth. If you desire power, Jormag will give it to you. And you
They'll have to
give
hit much
yourself
harder.
to Jormag.
All right, and is Drakar the source of these
Jormag
whispers?
speaks, but Jakar is its mouthpiece. The whispers radiate from it, like heat from the sun. Kill Drakar, and you stop the whispers. It is as simple as that.
All right. So do we have all of our? What did we miss? That's everything. We got all the knowledge from Cloudseeker. Why does he still have the thing above his head? What am I missing? Who knows? All right. So now we better understand the importance of dealing with the voice of Jormag. Oh, we do actually have to. I completely forgot about that green bar. Apparently, we do have to some degree to help the Kodan. Gross. Is anyone down here doing this, champion? Of course not. Alright, can we just do any events? Like, is this going to count for a green bar? Man, I hate that we have a green bar right now. We're just dreaming through the story. I was hoping to finish, this map in its entirety today. And now we got a green bar standing between us and real progress. Alright, so we're definitely not getting anything simply for killing enemies. Which generally you don't. Usually, like, that's like a thing where you'll see it in like a heart or something. But generally you won't see a green bar go up simply for killing foes. Oh, there's one more there. I didn't see him. Alright, so that was actually what popped up on the map was a reference to the meta event on the other side here. So the meta event that kind of centers right around Frozen Pass there, just completed.
They'll have to hit much harder.
Alright, we did get some, we did see some movement on our green bar. These events kind of drag a little bit. We got someone else here, though, to help us. Are they going to actually stick around? No, I don't think they are. Oh, you know what? They might be doing one of the mirror things. That's another potential source of a mastery point, is if you do all the mirror puzzles. But there's quite a lot of them. You know, for one, it feels like a lot for one mastery point, honestly. I think I've done about 2/3 of them on my main account. Now, in fairness, part of the reason it feels like a lot is because I was actually trying to do them without a guide. And doing them without a guide can be like a whole experience. I'm sure if I just had a YouTube video on my second monitor and just followed like step by step, then it wouldn't really be that different from doing like Chalice of Tears jumping puzzle or something like that, in terms of just step by step following the video. And easier than Chalice of Tears, because even with a video, Chalice of Tears can be mildly frustrating sometimes. Or what's the other one? Searing Ascent is also pretty brutal.
They'll have to hit much harder.
Do you feel it, my lost brothers and sisters? The evil in this place begins to retreat. We are not finished yet.
Time to do some real damage.
Oh my gosh, longest event ever, seriously.
Heal as one. Time to do some real damage.
Alright, almost done. And of course we get a whole rush of enemies coming right at the very end here. Which is usually how they do this. It'll be the same thing with like any event that, you know, has like waves of enemies, like 8 waves, and you got to get through all 8 waves to you know, succeed at the event. That 8th wave is always going to be like different from the first 7. It's always going to have like a, you know, a couple extra vets or, you know, elites or whatever the case may be.
Time to do some real damage.
It's gone. Though never for long. Jormag's voice cracked.
Alright, so one nice thing about the stupid green bars at this particular point in the story is that we actually get indicators on the map of showing us where events that might potentially,
What the?
you know.
Don't care what you heard. It wasn't me.
I'm right, though, aren't I? You don't care about the Legion, the Tsar. You just want to get him back.
You're damn right. I want a lot of things back.
Then you never should have left.
Aw.
Ritlock?
Commander, hey, we found Bangar's trail heading deeper into the mountains. We're behind, but not by much.
You two all right? Need backup?
No, we're fine.
Ooh, that's a little icy there out of Krisha.
Strength of the path. You'll have to hit much harder. We heal as one.
Alright, we should almost have this shard done. Are we going to be able to free all 4 frozen Kodan? Almost certainly not. I'm probably not going to be that fast.
You'll have to hit much harder.
Where are they?
As one.
12 seconds? Yeah, that ain't going to happen.
Clear the air.
It'd be cool, but I can't imagine that I'm going to get that last one. Aw. Aw, shucks. Alright. Let's see.
Commander, it's Garm. He ran out of the village, just bolted out across the lake.
I think Garm can take care of himself.
Maybe. I'm going after him.
Bram, do not go out onto the lake. That's an order.
I'll let you know what I find.
Damn it!
I forget how to get this mastery point. I feel like we definitely need to get it, though. Which, of course, we don't, but I feel like we do. Get up. Oh, totally thought I was in there. It's higher than that? Where the hell is this thing? Now it's lower. Now it's higher. Alright, I don't remember, and we ain't got time for it. I'll come back and get it later. We need more events. We do have the bar like 2/3 of the way down there. 2 or 3 events will be done. Oh, should we go fishing? So before there was fishing, that like we have it in Icebrood Saga, there was this. And some folks were like really keen on this. Some folks thought this was really good. I didn't think it was really good. I didn't think it was really good for 2 reasons. One, because I didn't find this meant to be particularly engaging. 2, because it has nothing to do with fishing at all. Like, you kill things and carry them. And that's like not what fishing is. I mean, like, fishing is like a very different thing, right? But be that as it may,
I'll break you down.
we are helping the... And of course, remember, season 4, we also had like a fishing-ish thing happen as well. There have been folks going all the way back to like the launch of the game who were quite vocal about a desire to see fishing in this game. I don't know what MMO... I mean, I know there were a number of MMOs who had fishing. I don't know which one, though, is to blame for like people having like this passionate love affair for fishing to where it just had to appear. And oddly, like the voices for fishing were at least as loud as the voices for like an improved housing system, which I find particularly puzzling. There's some things that I would expect in a Guild Wars or in a MMO that has the potential to be as immersive as Guild Wars 2 does, and fishing is or improved housing over what we have right now is like 100% one of those things. The fact that we don't have that, honestly, is like mind-blowing to me. And it hasn't been announced for this upcoming mini expansion, so still unclear on when or if we'll ever see that. Because I keep thinking, surely the studio will roll this out. Surely at some point in the near future, they're finally going to introduce a better housing system, because there are so many people who want it. And I continue to be wrong on that time and time and time again. Um, and as they struggle to continue to find like meaningful masteries and new things to introduce to the game that get people like engaged. I mean, for crying out, they're like, they're completely altering
I could outrun a centaur.
the like elite spec system by making the elite spec weapons like available to core. I don't hate it. They had the beta for it. We tried it out. It wasn't as game breaking as I was expecting it to be. It's fine, whatever. But still, like, if they're willing to do that, come up with new systems to engage players, then surely like housing should be on the table for them. And yet somehow, apparently, it's not,
I could outrun a
which I find
centaur.
odd. Or if it is, then we have no indicators of that so far. I haven't even seen anything in the game where that suggested to me that they were like testing any systems that could be utilized in it. And really, all the systems like are kind of already there. If they could make the systems that they utilize for the guild hall a little bit better and kind of scale those to a potentially smaller space, because I don't know what like an overwhelming increase in like guild hall type spaces would do for like their servers and stuff like that. I don't know if that would be
Time to
like a
do
big
some
lift
real
for them.
damage.
But even if housing was a fraction of the size of a guild hall type construct, those systems would essentially still work. Um, and I don't even know, does the size actually matter? Maybe it doesn't matter. I have no idea. That is not something I'm going to pretend to know. But I do definitely feel like it's like they're missing an opportunity by not entertaining the housing. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I'm not, but for argument's sake, maybe I'm wrong. I definitely was going towards the wrong one. Here, let's see what else. I think that's that champ that no one does, but we can go to that one over there. Is this the corrupted shard? The corrupted shard's a little time consuming, but it shouldn't be that bad. And this should be the last thing we need to do to get our green part up. Ooh, if I don't get killed, holy smokes. Coming out of the woodwork all of a sudden, jeez. Oh, these wolves can hit hard too if you... That big jumping attack they do, like the one that I totally didn't dodge just a second ago, those will give you a hard time if you just allow them to continue to hit.
Wither. Clear the air. Just one more confirmation of
Alright,
how
we
great
should be able to move forward in the story now.
Hey, Javi. Commander,
You find Garm?
Garm, and something else. We might have a way to stop Drakkar.
We're listening. Bram? Who's that?
You should just come to me. Northwest corner of the lake. Old shrine. Can't miss it.
That's right near Drakkar.
Yeah.
We should bring backup. Just in case.
No. If Bram is... We can't risk more people. Just you and me, Javi. I'll meet you there. Be ready.
Do we want to do this real quick? Oh, look, they're like little karma ones. I forget where these lead. I never do these. Like I'm always like too lazy to do. Oh, this one goes way up now. These are, though, I will say, and this is really more of a path or season 4 thing. The fact that I'm doing one right now in Icebrood Saga is just I was waiting for that dialogue to finish and then I found it. They are pretty good. They're a pretty good construct. They're a pretty cool thing. 100%. I don't really do them, that often. I just, for whatever reason, like at a personal level, I don't find them to be like super interesting. But I do think that for some people they are, and I think they're like kind of a well-designed little, fun little thing to do. Um, I just don't get into everything in the game. I don't know that a lot of people do get into everything in the game, and I think it's one of the strengths of Guild Wars, is that there are a number of different things you could potentially get into, and it kind of, you know, you can kind of pick and choose from what's within the game, like what resonates with you, or maybe nothing, and then you're playing the wrong game. I don't know.
What's going on?
I'm sorry. I've been hearing. He just needs to explain.
Bram, listen to me. Whatever's been talking to you, it's not what you think.
By the wolf spirit.
I brought them, Great Wolf.
You do not know me, but I know you. Though you are not known, your deeds are worthy of their greatest legends.
I'm honored. Thank you.
Now, you are all wondering why I've called for you.
He has a plan to stop Drakkar using the lost spirits of the wild. Sorry. You probably wanted to say
Yeah,
that.
that's kind of
But
funny.
Cloudseeker was certain.
The Coden ignore our voices. You cannot speak to Ox, Eagle, or Wolverine, but Bram can.
Why me?
You cracked the fang of the serpent. Fate now decrees you will either slay Jormag or fall to Jormag. All spirits
They'll
know
have to
this.
hit much harder.
Even when taken and corrupted, you must go to their shrines, demand their power.
Demand? Will they even listen to me?
No. You'll have to make them.
You are a Norn of prophecy, but you are not yet true Norn. And any can wear the wolf, but only true Norn can become the wolf.
You're saying if I do this, I'll be able to become the wolf?
Take the lost spirit's power. Use it against Drakkar. Only then will you find a place for my spirit within your own.
Wait! Damn it.
Wolf trusts you. He believes you can do this. And so do I.
Yeah. Okay. Commander, I'll meet you at those shrines. And I'll be ready.
I know you will. Javi, can you and the Coden put the pressure on Drakkar? Keep its eyes off us?
It would be my pleasure.
All right, cool. Moving forward in the story. That's what I like to see. And I like this. I like the spirits thing. So these three lost spirits here: Wolverine, Eagle, Ox. I think there were some more that were also taken by Jormag, if I'm not mistaken. I think like Otter was one of them or something like that. I'm a little fuzzy on it, so don't quote me on that. But I think there were some more besides Wolverine, Eagle, and Ox. These are the three that we're going to deal with here. So I don't think this is a retcon exactly, but it does feel like it's in a little bit of conflict. Apparently, this is a clarification of something we do not understand earlier in the lore, and now we understand. Because up until this point, it was always understood within the lore that Jormag had killed some of the spirits. Apparently now we understand that Jormag did not kill those spirits, but rather enslave them and turn them towards his will. So as the next part of the story, we're going to go to these three different shrines, which are spread out across the map here. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to seek to gain their blessing, so to speak, keeping in mind that they don't necessarily want to grant it willingly, because they are in fact kind of they're like enslaved to Jormag, or under Jormag's influence at a minimum. So there's going to be a process to that. Now, fortunately, it's not an absurd process, right? So this isn't going to be quite as like a punishing a part of the story as maybe it sounds. This is actually relatively easy. It's maybe a touch time consuming, but by no stretch of the imagination is this like a brutal thing. In fact, the one that we're headed to right now, there should be Ox up here, I believe, in this top corner. Yeah, this one's Ox. Ox is pretty easy. The one that's like a little bit time consuming and frustrating is, I believe, this one down here. if I remember correctly. That would be Wolverine. I think it's Wolverine that's kind of a pain. We'll see when we get to it. It's been a minute since I've done these.
Prove your strength to Ox by becoming the Ox. I can transform you for a short time. Use it to move those offerings.
You know, Bram's like doing his thing with the Ox Shaman here. So we're gonna need a bee. Why is this person dead? Why are you just hanging out here? Like, now I feel obligated to get you up, but presumably... oh, let's stop being Ox long enough to... In fact, you know what? We'll stop being Ox long enough to res them, and then we'll return to our... But I feel like if they're just laying there, they're probably AFK. Like, that's the natural assumption, right? In fact, if they say thank you, it's actually going to annoy me. But if that's the case, then why would I continue to res them? Oh, man. Existential crisis over here. Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Alright, so basically what we got to do is we got to grab these, like, big blocks of granite, and we're going to be... Oh, they did say thank you. We're going to be, you know, in the form of Ox, we're going to pull them over here towards this little... where these braziers are.
They'll have to hit much harder.
Definitely think this is, like, the easiest of the three. The only thing that slows you down is, like, all these jerks around. There we go. Wash, rinse, repeat.
Time to do some real damage.
There is also an achievement that you can like farm right here. For it's actually ends up being for a master point. There are these orbs that'll fall at some point. It's not happening right now. I'm not sure if there's a trigger for it, but there are orbs that will fall, and if you like essentially catch enough of them, then
Ox is fighting back. The darkness
oh,
remains strong here.
that's probably gonna trigger it. Ox fighting back might be what... Why isn't that block moving? We're just stretching this rope more and more. Is that a glitch? Apparently so. Oh, the same thing's happening to them. Weird.
Feel the fury.
Still no orbs. Anyway, orbs, right? Oh, there we go. So if we catch enough of these like this, then eventually there's an achievement associated with that. See, it looks like that's what they're doing. They probably went AFK while they were doing that and then died while they were AFK. And now they're once again doing it. In fact, you know what why they probably went AFK? Because they were probably waiting for someone else who had the story to come in here and start doing stuff and trigger the orbs again. That's fine. They're more than welcome to help themselves to my orbs.
I can feel the darkness slipping.
This triggers regularly anyway, though, if I'm not mistaken. Even if you're not doing the story, this should trigger from time to time. In the past, like historically, ArenaNet has struggled to, you know, they have some oh man, struggle where they will create events that like, you know, need certain triggers and then they never trigger as the maps get less populated and stuff like that. Like it is something that they kind of have a history of doing, but they have gotten better over the years about not doing that so much anymore. That's what happens when someone doesn't catch the orbs. That wave that comes out knocks you out of your ox form. Oh, we need one more. Let someone else get the one more. Well, or not, since we're right here. Nope, that was not what I wanted to do. Oh well.
Outrun a centaur.
Alright, it's finished up anyway. Let's get ready to go to the next one. Well, nah, I think there's some dialogue after. Let's come up here and get the dialogue, I suppose. Oh, is there no follow-on dialogue? I totally thought there was. Oh yeah, there is. Here it is.
Thing that dares approach.
I am Bram Erson, Lord of Prophecy. It was me who cracked the fang of the serpent.
You did not crack the fang. Your mother's bow fired the arrow, aided by Jotun magic.
It was my hand that shot
We'll
the
have to
arrow.
hit much harder.
A hand constantly held by Erstagulkin and your precious commander. What strength you have was given to you by others. Inside, you have nothing.
The only way we slay Drakkar is together. We share our strength, or we die. What happened to you? You hoard your power, but still serve another. Would you doom the Norn to the same fate?
Very well, Bram Erson. May my strength guide you to the victory I once sought. Slay Drakkar, challenge Jormag. Those of us that remain will watch and wait.
Alright, so Bram gets the power there from Corrupted Ox. And we saw that, right? Corrupted Ox Spirit. And the graphical portrayal was also that of like these fallen and corrupted creatures. Again, coming back to the fact that they weren't killed, they were corrupted. There is at least one more spirit in addition to these three. I remember that because it actually will be relevant later on in the story. I had forgotten and then I remembered. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. At the moment, we're not to that point in the story yet.
We're still on Bangar's trail. He's got some distance on us.
You said you were close before. What's going on?
My thought exactly. I don't like this, Kree. We pick up the pace, they pick up the pace.
Might have caught our scent on the wind.
No, it's blowing the wrong way. Something else is going on.
Keep me posted. Feel the fury.
Alright, so
Hit much harder.
they're having trouble tracking down Bangar and whatnot. Meanwhile, we're trying to gain the blessing of the spirits, right? So for this one, we got to get these offerings into the center of this way. This was the one I was thinking of that's like difficult and a real pain. So we got to do. We're carrying the offering. We got to avoid two things. One is avoiding the bone skinner here, and the other one is avoiding these toxic mushrooms. The trick is going to be to hang out under these like magic lamps. That's going to allow us to, it's going to create a situation where the bone skinner will pass by us without taking note of us, as long as we're outside of the bone skinner's area of influence. You can see that marked by the red circle. So we're out of it now. Now the thing is, as we advance, we got to watch out for the mushrooms as well. We got another bone skinner here. Let's see if it's going to go far enough forward that we can get into the next layer of the maze here. Oh, but there's another bone skinner. It's kind of a buzzkill.
To hit much harder.
Got a lamp here, but can we get all the way in? Looks like we can. That's cool. Alright. And then this mushroom should bring us back to the beginning again. Nice. And we gotta do it again. At least once or twice more. So let's get to it. Oh man, look, dude, both of them are coming right at us. This is the way we went last time, right? We'll try and go that way again. I'm glad it's good. Jeez. How far are you gonna... Is it... Alright, let's see if we can get to that lamp then. We'll go this way. Since this is the way that made itself available to us. Oh, can we go that way? What's going on here? I don't think we can. I think we need to go the other way.
They'll have to hit much harder.
Oh, glad I got in that circle. I don't know why he triggered that. Maybe he didn't realize what was going on there. He walked right up to that bone skinner, which caused the bone skinner to lurch towards us. Fortunately, we were already in the lamplight there. Oh, you're kidding me.
Just a bit longer.
Oh my gosh. Oh well. At least one other person's doing it, because we're making progress even while we're struggling over here. No, we can't. I thought maybe we could sneak around the edge. Ah, someone else finished it. Well, that was nice of them. Let's go ahead and try and get this to the middle anyway. Oh no. So that's what happens when you touch the mushrooms. It highlights you to the bone skinner. Alright, well, the event's done. We did our best. We didn't do very good. We got in there once. Good enough.
You are the one who would stand against the Ice Dragon's champion.
I am Bram Erson, and I will do more than stand against it. I'll slay it.
Yet you struggle to stand before even me. I can see your spirit, your valor, what little you possess.
You're calling me a coward?
You will never slay Drakkar, because you fight only for yourself. There is no courage in you, only selfishness.
I fight with the commander now. Ridlock, Krisha, Javi, all the others.
You fight for them, but not with them. You wish to fulfill prophecy to impress, to prove out of fear.
Know what? You're right. I do want to prove myself. I want to earn my legend. You say it's weakness to doubt, but that doubt makes me want to be stronger. Because I know I can be better.
Very well, Bram Erson. May my valor guide you to the victory I once sought. Slay Drakkar. Challenge Jormag. Those of us that remain will watch and wait.
All right, maybe slightly less compelling argument that Bram, out of Bram than the last one. But now we got 2 out of 3.
They'll have to hit much harder.
So Eagle Shrine's not that bad. That was the ugly one, and someone else honestly did a lot of the work for us.
The commander will do what the commander thinks needs to be done. You're too trusting.
And you've spent too much time listening to Bangar. Commander's not like that, Kree.
A good strategist knows that sometimes you need to accept collateral damage to get what you want. I know the commander is your friend, but you better hope Ryland doesn't get in the way.
Better hurry. This is only gonna get worse.
Okay, so one of the things those shrines give us, which way are we going here? Is this barrier that protects us against the cold, which comes in pretty handy because the cold can kind of disrupt us, keep us from doing what we want. Now, alternatively, you know, the other thing that I could probably do to deal with it. Did I end up going the wrong way when all said and done? Looks like I did. Is which actually I think we might do here is just change maps since it was available to us. Maybe we'll get one that's not in the middle of the blizzard thing. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so we gotta get up to that, over to that other side. Oh, no, I was wrong. There we go. Again with this freezing cold. Alright, we'll find another shrine here in a second. Otherwise, at some point, it is going to freeze us solid. There we go. There's what I was looking for. Actually, it shouldn't impact us here anyway.
We must cleanse this shrine. Slay Jormag's servants.
Time to do some real damage.
Alright, so these offerings here, we take from killing these corrupted griffins. We need to get those to the middle. However, getting to the middle is a challenge because the winds are going to move us. Are going to physically move our character. This is a mechanic or a thing that they do in the physics of the game that I think is like really fantastic and kind of underappreciated is the physically moving the player character at times, pushing the player character around, and it's different than like a knockback. Now we're getting some knockback too, which is more annoying. Like I don't enjoy the feeling of knockback, but a pushing is a lot more fun because it just kind of alters gameplay. I wouldn't want it to be too pervasive, or it might be frustrating, but I don't feel that that's quite as much of a problem here. Are you gonna grab your offerings, or do I need to take your offerings, dude? I just took one because I'm a jerk. But seriously, yeah, they left one sitting there. Alright, let's get what we got. Yeah, let's just get what we got to the middle because it looks like, as a group, we've nearly completed this. Yes, we did. Nice. Alright.
Feel the fury.
Oh, you know what, though? Can I fly to the middle? We actually want to be in the middle. It won't let me. Alright, let's see if we can get to the middle. Well, we're not going to get there in 3 seconds. I wanted to actually see the interaction between Bram and, was that Wolverine Spirit or Eagle Spirit?
Bram, son of air, you are unworthy in every respect.
It's probably fair.
I cracked the fang of the serpent. You will give me an audience.
Very well, heir son. Speak to me of plans and strategy. You killed Drakkar. What next?
We stopped Bangar and his army.
They'll have to hit much
Stop
harder.
Jormag from turning them into Icebrood.
Foolish thing. I asked for strategy. How will killing Drakkar accomplish that?
It's a fair question.
Jormag speaks through Drakkar. Then we have to shut it up. Free the Char from the dragon's grip.
No vision. No foresight. You trust your commander to mind the details. You stumble, hoping your betters will catch you.
The eagle I know understands that every plan's a risk. And failure's not always failure. You take your mistakes and learn from them. You have the foresight to lead. That's the only vision that matters. And deep down, in a part of you that isn't corrupted, you know that too.
That's gonna... I don't know, Bram.
Very well, heir son. May my vision guide you to the victory I once sought. Slay Drakkar. Challenge Jormag. Those of us that remain will watch and wait.
I mean, there is something to be said for just having, like, a little bit of, like, general foresight, right? Alright, what's up, Bram?
Javi, I did it. All 3 lost spirits.
Air would be proud. You ready for Jakar?
What do I need to do?
Head to Stillwater speaking. Cloudseeker has some ideas.
All right, meet you there, Commander.
Alright, meet you there, Bram. Oh, and you have something additional you want to say? Well, let's hear it, dude. Oh, more dialogue.
Close. Tracks of pressure here. The snow hasn't filled them in yet.
Just focus on Drakkar. If you don't stop those whispers, Riley...
Enough, Brimstone! Bangar should be our focus. The future of the Tar should be our focus.
Signal's pretty bad in these mountains. Might lose you for a bit, Commander. Talk later.
Alright, did you have more to discuss, Bram? It was hard seeing Eagle like that, but even after everything, she still gave me her power.
Just for a bit. She gave me her power and some choice words. Tested me, like Wolf said. She tried to make me doubt myself. But I know who I am. Who I was. Who I've become. And I'm okay with that.
Alright, cool. Cool. I think we missed some dialogue after some of the others, too. Doesn't really matter all that much. To be quite frank, it's not going to alter the story significantly. All right. Let's see if we have a plan. I'm really trying to push through Icebrood Saga, and there's a reason for that, because we're not far off, honestly, from catching up. And while it won't necessarily make the story playthrough complete, in the sense that, you know, Renet's potentially going to continue to make story for however long they find that to be, you know, financially viable. I would love. I don't think I'm going to be able to get caught up on the story before. You know, we're only a month from. Actually, I might be able to do it before the Secrets of the Obscure drop. But even if I'm not, then certainly after it drops, I should be caught up. Like before the first DLC for Secrets of the Obscure. And I'd really like that to be the case. I'd like to get caught up here soon.
You asked them for their power.
It was a little more complicated than that.
Then you may actually have a chance against Drakkar.
Let's not waste it. What do you think, Javi? Bram and I could join you on your next attack.
Drakkar draws strength from its master. These mountains are filled with Jormag's profane idols.
So even if I hit it with the spirit's power, Drakkar will just heal again when it gets near one.
Yes, and it moves through solid ice like water. You must cut it off from the idols and lure it into the open.
I'm no expert on magic or anything, but couldn't we just smash the Jormag idols?
Smash them. Yes. Yes. While Javi leads another attack. Pushes Drakkar away from the lake. There is a cavern to the south I can recommend. Less ice, more rock. You could trap it there.
Understood. We'll go after the idols and keep the pressure on Drakkar. When it's weak enough, we corner it under the mountains and finish the job.
Then make Hoda and the spirits of the wild guide us to victory. Let us begin.
All right, let's do it. Oh, another green bar? I genuinely forgot about these. Ugh. All right, whatever, man. There's an idol at Jormag. So there's an achievement for smashing all these idols anyway. You know, as usual, I don't have significant interest in like smashing a whole bunch or chasing a whole bunch of achievements. But I do. Wait a minute. Was that the way into that master point? I'm really hung up on this master point. Really kind of salty about not having it. No, it wasn't. Oh no, that's one of the mirrors. We got an event, but where's the I don't really want to continue to do events. But the idol barely scratched the surface on the... Alright, well, let's see if the event will advance green bar too. Man, that's such a buzzkill that we get a second green bar. This is going to end up being a long-ass video because of the green bars. Which is, it's a mechanism for extending the story. Like, how do we push the story out long enough to where players aren't finishing it, within the first couple hours of, because players will complain, oh, we barely got anything this patch. Well, so they stretch out the story. Like, I get that, but that's not... Is that really what players are talking about when they talk about a patch being shallow? Like, probably not. I don't know. There's a whole conversation to be had there, and I don't know. Whoops, wrong button. I'm not sure that now's like the right time for that, but what actually makes like a good release? Like, what is going to satisfy the players? The mini expansion concept. One thing I will say, is the mini expansion concept seems to kind of address that, and like seems to that like they want to kind of scratch that itch of what do we need to have in a release to satisfy players. And by specifically saying we need to include regular fractals and stuff, I think they're showing maybe more understanding of that than they had in the past. But we'll see. They haven't actually, we haven't seen what Secrets of the Obscure looks like yet, so, maybe we'll be disappointed when all said and done.
Ritlock, Krisha? Can you hear me? I'm losing you.
Be nice if we could find another. There's another idol. Usually they're in like weird high spots like this. Oh, what am I doing? I thought I was mounted for some reason. This isn't even where I wanted to be quite honest. I went the wrong way. I wanted to be over there. I don't spend a ton of time on this map. Which is too bad. Because it's not a terrible map. But if given the choice between... Oh, you know what? I think you actually have to take the portals to get up in there. Alright, well, it's gone now anyway, so who cares? Let's find another event. It's not a terrible map. It's not a terrible map. I just... If I'm going to play any Icebrood Saga at all, it's going to be, like just recreationally, it's going to be Drizzlewood. Every time. I think Drizzlewood, even now, like after the launch of End of Dragon, or the release of End of Dragons, and even after whatever like Secrets of the Obscure gives us, Drizzlewood's probably going to continue to remain one of the best maps for quite a while. It just does so many things well. I mean, it's basically PvE world versus world, right? And that actually works better than it sounds when you say it out loud. Isn't this the one I just did? I was messing around so long that it actually respawned. It'd be pretty stupid for me to change maps right now. You know, the temptation is always, and I sometimes fall for this, where I'll see this pop up and I'll be like, oh heck yeah, and I'll go to change maps immediately, and then realize that like I just left an event that was like 3/4 of the way done, simply because the map thing popped up. Like, for sure, it is without a doubt a great thing that they introduced that feature, and it's been a long time since they introduced it, so I don't mean to present it as like something new. But when they introduced that ability to leave a dead map, and
Grisha, what's going on?
oh good, our bar's full.
Did Ritlock call earlier?
Sure as hell tried. Bangar and Ryland split off from the army. They're going straight for Drakkar. If they get too close, they're gonna get turned.
We don't know that.
We have to stop them or they're gonna die. I'm done pretending Bangar's got a plan. If we don't act now, we're gonna lose them. I am done losing things, Kree.
Commander, at least tell me you've got a strategy to kill this thing.
We're cornering Drakkar in a cave south of the lake. Let's try to finish it off before Bangar shows up.
We'll meet you inside.
Alright. So we got another good instance coming up in terms of the storytelling of it. I'll tell you what, the storytelling of oh, I'm going the wrong way for it though. The storytelling of Icebrood Saga, at least most of it, up until, you know, we you know, up towards the end of Icebrood Saga when it drops off considerably. But for most of Icebrood Saga, the story is really good. Or notably better than at any other point in Guild Wars 2. Let's say that. I mean, to say something is really good is like, you know, might be a bit much, but we want to get another one of these idols while we're running around.
Javi, we're in the cave. We need you and Cloudseeker to keep the entrance clear.
Sure you don't want to join us? Could use the help.
Cloudseeker and the Code need me here. I have my mission, and you have yours. Break Drakkar.
We'll need to be quick. Bangar and Ryland could be here any second.
Then what are we waiting for?
All right, so this is kind of a story instance. You know, I talked about.
What does the commander really want? What does the commander want?
Grisha, don't listen to it.
I'm sorry. Give me a second.
I talked about, like, with Dragonfall and Dragon's Stand, and later on we get to Dragon's End, how there's things happening simultaneously between the story and the open world and the meta events. That's somewhat true here as well, but I have no intention of incorporating this meta event into the story playthrough. It's not necessary to understand anything. I don't think it's as, you know, the relationship there is as significant as it is with some of those other ones that I just mentioned. And if I'm not mistaken, the... Oops.
Drakkar. But why do you bring weapons when you know words will suffice?
Your words make people kill each other.
Maybe you should listen.
Replenish.
I don't know. Maybe we should.
Whitlock?
Why is everyone moving so slow? Come on!
So there's a dangerous thing happening here within the dialogue, and I'm not, you know, I pick apart their dialogue and stuff so much, and I don't necessarily want to do that here because it's, you know, they do so much better in Icebrood Saga than like the other Living World. But, you know, we got like Ritlock and Kree and stuff, like finding themselves getting pulled into potentially buying into what the voices, you know, the whispers are saying. The problem is, like, is it really like that compelling what the whispers are saying? And so then they run the risk of just making those characters look stupid. But they're trying to achieve something in the story, and I think we just have to kind of accept that and respect it instead of... I mean, it'd be easy to pick that apart, but... Icebrood Saga is so much better than the other stuff. I don't want to do that. That's super cool, like thing to see, right? As you're coming down here to see that, like the dragon break through there and kind of growl at you and stuff. Um, that makes the instance a lot of fun to have that kind of stuff added to it. And generally speaking, like I don't think that's unique to like Icebrood Saga or to this instance. Guild Wars 2 is generally pretty good about creating a certain cinematic effect like that.
A
It's
dead
fun.
end. I could open the way if you truly want to talk.
A parlay?
We've got nothing to say to you.
Stop talking to it.
We're not. Krisha, can you get us through?
Ice is too thick. Nothing I can do.
Think, Kree. Strategy.
Right. Right. Ritlock, draw Sahathan. Hold it up and stand still. If I can focus my magic into the blade.
I take it back. I hate this strategy.
Oh, Ritlock, it's a good strategy. Don't be a big crybaby.
Guess I don't hate it.
Thanks.
You're not gonna make this easy.
Time to fight. Time to do some real damage. They'll have to hit much harder. Feel the fury.
I have dibs on the ugly one.
I'll break you down.
Feel, clear the air.
I'm not gonna be able to break that break bar very quick.
I'll break you down.
Feel. They'll have to hit much harder. Replenishing.
All right, you two got anything you need to work out before we like keep going? No, you good? Okay. It's so awkward.
Graham, you ready for this?
Don't know. Wolf spirit made it sound that way.
You're fine, Bram. To get stuck between like two divorcees or something? Like, how unfortunate for the commander. I mean, the commander really is like a terrible person though. So, I mean, they've been having to deal with the commander for this whole time. So maybe it's what the commander deserves.
Where's Drakkar?
I really like that thing a minute ago too, when Bram was like, "Don't talk to it," and the commander's like, "I'm not." When the commander was just talking to it, it's like when someone's like, "Well, don't argue," and you're like, "I'm not," and that's like the end of the argument, but you were arguing the whole time.
Focus when it's going that fast. We gotta get it out of the ice.
Then we'll melt it. Krisha! Krisha?
If they kill Drakkar, who's next?
If we kill Drakkar, then what? Who's next? You'd kill Bangar. Then Ryland. Destroy the legions to stop Jormag.
Ryland.
Stop listening! Both of you! Ritlock, you know none of that's true!
All this time you were planning to kill him. I trusted you.
Commander, get out of the way!
Sick?
Oh no.
Strength of the pack.
Oh yeah, that's right. I thought I had to fight him.
Ritlock, Krisha, snap out of it!
They aren't listening! We need to lure Drakkar out of
Close to getting lit on fire here. Did that one work? I don't think it did. Yeah, I messed that one up. There we go. Oh, Krisha's gonna burn me up. Not doing a very good job of this, honestly. There we go.
Stand down. I don't want to hurt you, but I will if I have to.
Then you're gonna have to.
All right, we get to fight Ritlock. Haven't you always wanted to fight Ritlock? I know I have. So we can see that essentially what Drakkar is doing over here is the same thing Drakkar does in the meta event, in terms of like the waves coming from the claws and stuff. That breath attack, which kind of blows us backwards, so forth. So as they like to do, and as they should do, I think it's a positive thing. We see mechanics here that are the same as in the meta event. So you know, it puts people in position to succeed. Alright, nice. So the spirits lend Bram their strength. And whammy. Ooh, is that a dead Drakkar?
Ritlock and Krisha.
They'll have to hit out of it. They'll be up in a few minutes. You all right?
Yeah, it's just...
What? Bram?
Working with the lost spirits of the wild? You mortals truly are brilliant creatures.
No. Jormag?
This is but a piece of me, an ambassador, the whisper that spreads my words.
Then that's what we need to kill. Ritlock? Krisha?
Our voices are not our own.
You don't need to fight. You've already proven your strength.
Oh, I completely forgot about this, to be honest. Alright. Fight part 2.
All 3 of the Spirit's blessings. Why then do you still fight me as a Nord?
Oh, now it's just talking crap.
Don't listen to it, Bram.
Which is pretty awesome.
They'll have to hit much harder.
It was war, wasn't it?
We heal as one.
Take their power, maybe even become wolf yourself.
Time to do some real damage.
Yet here you are, just a Nord.
Just a Norn.
Commander, you gotta...
Your whole life you've tried to become a wolf, but never could.
We heal as one.
Please, let me give you my power. Let me help you.
Yeah.
Commander,
Help me.
it's finally
Bram,
time for us
concentrate.
to talk.
Bram! Damn it! I could outrun a centaur.
I understand why you want to silence me, but you must listen.
They'll have to hit much harder. Clear the air.
For thousands of years, I've watched this broken system consume entire civilizations. But it was not always this way. You, Olin, and I, we can save this world. Preserve it.
Krisha, Ritlock, on your feet, soldiers! Commander, time to kill ourselves a dragon champion.
No! Fall back!
We have our orders. Don't give it a chance to recover. Everyone, claws out! Rip that damn thing apart!
Don't worry. We will all talk to each other again soon.
Alright, so we have an interesting thing happening right here, right? Oh, it's Bangar and Ryland, and they save us. They save us and help us kill
You hear
the
that?
Whisper of Jormag.
What? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Where's the rest of your army? Drakkar was a threat to my soldiers, corrupting the weak. As you now know, we did what no Norn could. We drove Jormag back. And now the dragon's running scared.
Hey, we've been fighting Drakkar all over this lake. You can't just swing in with my bow.
Bangar, you've seen how dangerous Jormag is. You just said it yourself. You can't risk others being turned.
Drakkar's death at my hands sends them all a message. I am Jormag's champion now. I, alone, can control the dragon.
Jormag can't be controlled. That's not how this works.
Ryland, don't tell me you believe this.
My Imperator gave us an order. Will you follow it?
I can't let you take credit. This needs to stop now.
I couldn't agree more. No!
What have you done?
Commander, get up. Come on.
You should understand, Commander, better than anyone.
Commander, listen to me. Focus.
Get working, Tree.
It was always gonna end this way. One Char, one dragon, one champion.
Ryland!
Ridlock! Commander! Help me! Lift! We need to get out of here!
Cool stuff. Really cool stuff. I like it quite a bit.
My champion.
Aureen, what? Where am I?
My sanctuary, high in the Shiver Peaks. I guided your friends here so you could recover in peace. They're all waiting to see you. I'm sure you have questions, of course. I'll do my best to answer.
Okay, so here's where Arena reintroduced Eye of the North, right? Hall of Monuments, Eye of the North. Which was a really cool thing because, of course, this was a place in the first Guild Wars game, with the final expansion for the first Guild Wars game. And was a place that the players from that game should remember fondly, and it also works very well for exactly what they use it for in Guild Wars 2, just as what they use it for in Guild Wars, the first Guild Wars game, which was as kind of a hub, not only for gameplay, but also for storytelling. So good stuff. Let's see. It looks like our optional dialogue's here, so let's take this. Where are we?
The Eye of the North. A confluence of energies drew me here. It's a place of tremendous power, connected through time.
Okay, that's a good answer and pretty consistent with literally what I just said. What has Aureen been up to?
Mending. Listening. Elder dragons are burdened with more than we could possibly have known. You see me here. You speak with me. But I'm also in the mists, repairing the damage Kralkatorrik caused. I am a part of everything. All the magic of this world, like blood in my veins. I feel it all the time.
So this is like post-transcendence Aureen, right? There's still Elder Dragons, but she has now started to take on her role as like the prismatic dragon. Remember she kind of like ascended, if you will, at the end of Season 4, which is what preceded Icebrood Saga. So that's kind of some insight there. And of course, she looks very different than she did during that time as well, right? This is like that post-transcendence Aureen. This is more or less the appearance she's going to have all the way up until, at least through End of Dragons. Can she help us with Bangar?
Part of a larger web. Strands connecting to strands. Cut one out and nothing changes. Not really. It's hard to explain, but seeing how those strands connect, taking one life won't solve your problems. His time will come, but there's a reason Jormag has left both of you alive.
Did Jormag leave both of us alive? There's... who left who alive? I mean, it looked like Jormag was going to kill us. Bangar saved us. Then it looked like Bangar was going to kill us, and Bram went all wolfy and saved us. And now here we are in front of Areen. By the way, super cool, like Bram's little moment there. I do think Bram deserves more credit than he gets from the community. Having said that, he is not like my favorite character. But I like that he gets. It's not redemption. It's just evolution, right? That Bram gets that we saw a few minutes ago. What do you know about Jormag,
More
Areen?
now than before.
Well, clearly.
I know Jormag has spoken with you, at length. There is more to that one than meets the eye. Jormag has helped ravage Tyria countless times. Nothing has ever changed. Now, there is you. And me. Maybe Jormag tires of the cycle. Maybe Jormag wants to preserve our world. I just don't know. Not yet.
Okay, so how much of that is Areen like buying into Jormag's nonsense, and how much of it is her simply not understanding what his end game is? Like we don't really know, right? So we got our friends over here. We are curious to hear. I want to hear from Ritlock and Krisha about what's going on with Bangar and Ryland. I want to hear from Bram on his whole like becoming the wolf thing, and I want to hear from Javi on kind of the way forward from the spirits' point of view, right? Because the spirits and you know Jormag being the elder dragon that has so tormented the Norn. There's a lot to hear from her and Bram on this, and I want to get caught up because remember, like everything had gone pear-shaped, and suddenly we wake up here. So, what actually happened anyway? Like, lots to hear from these folks.
Glad to see you're back on your feet.
Glad to be back on my feet.
What happened in there? How'd you get me out?
I might have, become the wolf
Might have?
for a little bit. Yeah.
Wolfspirit was onto something after all. Just needed a bit of a push. A friend in mortal danger can do that.
I knew you had it in you, Bram. You saved our lives. Again. Thank you.
Thanks.
So, Bangar?
Wasted no time stealing credit for our kill.
Any Char who thought he couldn't bring an elder dragon to heal is probably having second thoughts now.
Was it our kill?
Ryland.
Gone. With him.
I don't know if it was our kill. I mean, that's fine. Like, all right, that's what the story says. But, like, we were not in a great place when Bangar came in and helped out in the first place. Like,
Why, Bram? You have hair again.
You should have seen me before.
My champion. Friends, I'm glad you're here. As we speak, the Char split themselves apart, out of fear and rage.
So what's our next move?
We wait for Bangar's next move. He'll reach out to the legions, using Drakar's death as proof of his power.
If he starts splitting
They'll
up
have
the
to hit
Char,
much harder.
we're talking civil war. And our son...
Our cubs made his choice. Now we can only respond to it. We'll need to be ready. For anything.
Yeah. For anything.
all right. So this last chapter took a little bit longer than I was expecting, to be quite honest. But Shadow in the Ice is now wrapped up. So we have just taken a huge chunk today out of Icebrood Saga. Right, there we go. Bound by Blood, Whispers in the Dark, Shadow in the Ice. We are not going to do Visions of the Past. I mean, we can buy it, sure. Apparently it's free. We're not going to do this as part of our story playthrough. It does not have direct impact on the story. It's more like a series of vignettes from in the past that helps us better understand what's going on in the present, and it kind of opens the door. So it's the one story. I say vignettes. It's the one story, which is about Ryland's warband. But then, completing that unlocks some like season 1 stuff, and we've done season 1, so I just don't care enough about any of this. And it's kind of like sort of a strike mission, and I just it requires quite a bit of time, and you really gotta have at least a few people in your party, and I just don't have interest. So when we come back next time, we're gonna jump into No Quarter. We're now halfway through Icebrood Saga. charging towards End of Dragons, which is where we want to be. So let's wrap it up for today. We successfully, well, I don't know that we did it. I don't know that Bangar did it. Somehow, though, Drakkar has been defeated, right? We did defeat Drakkar. In fact, that was us. But the Whisper of Jormag was kind of there was a lot going on there, right? And in fact, we'll still get a bit more on that later, to be honest. But unfortunately, now the situation is with Bangar claiming credit for that, and Bangar and Ryland leading this Char force. It is actually splitting the. So I joked about like Bangar being a Prigozhin kind of figure, jokingly, because I love making fun of the Russian military and the whole Z thing. But it's kind of relevant now. The Char are in the middle of like this big civil war type situation, and that is going to lead us as we continue forward in Icebrood Saga. That's going to kind of be important to how Icebrood Saga shapes out. In between where we are now and the conclusion of Icebrood Saga, however, there's also going to be some other stuff going on. I think we're going to end up having to do some of the Dragon Response missions, if I'm not mistaken. I don't love those. I think that was ArenaNet like really struggling to try and find a way to manufacture content while doing as little work as possible to buy time while they were completing Icebrood Saga. In fairness, that was when COVID was starting to roll around and like people weren't sure what was going on, and I seem to remember that being in the months leading up to Drizzlewood, so it would have been around the time of where we are right now in the story, kind of preceding Drizzlewood. So I will give ArenaNet the benefit of the doubt in that regard, but the stuff between now and Drizzlewood like kind of sucks. From like a gameplay perspective, even though there's some decent story things happening and the story gets real good in Drizzlewood. The Dragon Response missions are just garbage. So we're going to do as few of those as we can, but I think we have to do a few to advance the story, if I remember correctly. We'll see, though. We will get to that tomorrow. For today, Char Civil War, Drakkar dead, and what comes next. That's where we're going to leave off. So thank you for hanging out with me today, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.